Everyone, this is Jackson with Squid Industries, and today I'm going to be teaching you the reverse infinity ladder. I'll be using the crake rake-in for today's tutorial, and for some prerequisites, I'm going to suggest that you already have learned the full twirl and the chaplain to get you some finger strength and get you used to doing some rhythm-based movements with a balisong. You can also learn how to do the regular infinity ladder. While not totally necessary, it's typically learned first and may be beneficial to learn prior to this trick. It's also important to note that just like the regular infinity ladder, the reverse infinity ladder can be done in a blade first movement with the blade leading the momentum, or a handle first movement with the handle leading the momentum. Both of these are used in combos. I would say that the blade first infinity ladder is slightly easier, and that's what I started with, but it's personal preference which one you go with, so just do whichever one feels more comfortable. Before you start to do this trick infinitely, you're going to want to learn how to do a singular reverse ladder. In my example, I'm going to be doing it blade first, just because, like I said, in my personal experience, it's a bit easier, but do whichever one you're more comfortable with. We're going to start in this position with the safe handle pinched in between our middle and ring fingers. Our middle finger is going to be closer to our body, and the ring finger is going to be further away. In order to start this movement, you're going to push on the handle with your ring finger, bringing the balisong close to your body and also bringing your ring finger close to your body. And that's going to send the handle and the rest of the balisong over your middle finger, just like that. Now, obviously we don't want to drop the knife, so we're going to catch it with our index finger. Whenever you push the handle with your ring finger and it reaches the top, the handle and the blade up here reach the apex, you're going to want to replace your ring finger with your pointer finger. Once you replace your ring finger with your pointer finger at the top, it's then good to fall down and be pinched in between your pointer finger and your middle finger back at the bottom again. So one singular movement is going to look like this. And again, you're just going to push with your ring finger, and then as soon as the handle gets halfway around and now your ring finger is closer to your body, it's going to be easy to just unfold your pointer finger and fold back in your ring finger and then let it fall to replace that ring finger with your pointer finger. Similarly, at the bottom, we're going to want to replace our index finger with our ring finger to get back to our starting position. And you're just going to do this by pinching it with your ring finger and then extending back out or folding back in your pointer finger. And now that we're at the start, you can see how this is going to be a repeated motion. You push with your ring finger, replace your index at the top, and then at the bottom, you replace your index again with the ring finger. So while it's coming up, you're going to be replacing the ring with the index, and while it's going down or at the bottom of the arc, you're going to be replacing your index with your ring finger. I would recommend just kind of doing a few cycles of these single reverse ladders so that you can get down the motion without confusing yourself too much or messing up. And then you can go on to try to do 2 rotations like that. And then when you get comfortable with that, you can do 3 and so on. A few tips for practicing this, because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. You have to practice this a lot, get a lot of repetitions in, build up your finger strength in order to do it for long periods of time. You're gonna wanna take breaks, because I remember when I was learning this move, I would keep trying it over and over again, and my hand would just get really tired. Because if you keep trying to do this trick when your hand is tired, it's just gonna make it harder and you're just gonna be more frustrated. So definitely take breaks, you know, go on to learning a different trick for a little bit and then come back to the reverse infinity ladder, spend more time practicing it. In order to get into the rhythm of it, I also like to think of pumping my hand up and down in order to follow the momentum of the Balisong. You can kind of see I'm moving my hand up and down as it's rotating around my hand. Now that you're a bit more familiar with the motion, let's talk about how to actually enter and exit this trick. My favorite way to get into this is from a 0G ladder. When I do the rollover, catch it between my pinky and ring finger, and then I start to do a 0G ladder, but instead of finishing out and going through all of my fingers, I stop when I'm at this slot between the ring and middle finger, which is the exact same spot where you start the reverse infinity ladder, and then I just go into it from there. So in one smooth motion, that'll look like this. It also feels very natural for me to, when coming out of this trick, just grab the handle in a standard grip. And from here, you can do a plethora of things. You can do an aerial, you can just do an index rollover, or you can turn it around and go into a chaplain. There's really a bunch of things you can do. Another thing I really like doing out of this trick is an aerial, because then I can catch it and go into other tricks. Yeah, you should really try to get creative with it. Find the most comfortable way for you to get into and out of this trick, a way that suits your style or you think is very interesting, impressive, or difficult. I'll also mention again that you can do this trick going handle first. Whenever I do it handle first, I usually do an aerial out of it to go straight into a chaplain. But again, that's only an example. I would highly encourage you to find your own ways of getting into and out of this trick. So that's about it for this tutorial. If you found it helpful or enjoyed watching, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any tips for anyone learning this trick, please leave them in the comments, as well as any suggestions for videos or tutorials that we should make in the future.